All right, we are live and on the air. Jez is in the house. Off the top, Inti is here. How are you going? How are you doing, gentlemen? Everyone who's tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. We're ready to go. We are already in a game, starting right off the top. I'm going to change my Jason. Inti says, "Good evening, plastic people." And Jez is here until the beer runs out. With a little part 8. Not sure who was talking there, but nice, Jez. Yeah, I saw you streamed. I checked out some of it. Sorry, I wasn't active in the chat, but I was watching some of it. I'm not. Did you finish it though? Did you finish the demo? And how are you doing, Inti? Oh, come on, Radiant. Let's go. One person. Ready up. So we can start the game. Oh, well, first we had Energy and Flare, and then they went away, so now we're on hold again. Hold on one second. Get out of there. What are you doing? What are you doing licking the table? Nice, Jez, nice. Inti says all of South America is pretty much in lockdown. I remember you said that the other day when I was streaming on Atari, Inti. You were saying that you were about to go into lockdown. Have they said how long it's going to be? Have they given an idea? Because it's crazy. A lot of Europe already is, and Canada isn't there yet, nor is the U.S., and I don't believe the U.K. is fully there, but we could be quick to follow. But hopefully everything is going well down there in general. Aside from that, and that in a couple weeks to maybe a month. Mr. Matthews is in the house. M's in the house. He says California's on lockdown too, apparently. I saw something in the news or YouTube the other day talking about that the California governor was talking about that it was going into lockdown. And he says at least 2 weeks, and it started on Monday. Hopefully it's not too much longer. Usually it's a bit longer than they predict, but hopefully it's not too long. Because I know a lot of crazy stuff is going on right now, and that's why I got the bits and pieces up this week, and I wanted to make sure I got on the stream here so I could talk to you guys. Inti says, I bet there's going to be an extension. That's what I was going to say. There's a lot of stuff that we have to worry about going on with Corona, but there's a slippery slope there that could lead to a lot of draconian situations that we have to be aware of, and hopeful for the best. That's what I always am. Hopeful for the best scenario, but you got to plan for the worst. So just as they closed the pubs down in the UK tonight, now this shit is serious. Exactly, man. They did that here last week with the bars and restaurants. The Canadians might not love the drink as much as the Brits, but we do enjoy a good time, and closing that down, that was a sign right there that this is serious. Oh man, I'm Jason already. Nobody ever wants to be Jason anymore. Because all they want to do is kill Jason. You goddamn Zoomers, all you want to do is kill me. I remember back in the day I'd be able to move Jason twice as fast as you, but now I'm like, Damn Zoomers. All you want to do is troll and kill me. You play like 800 matches in one night on double XP, and then you're able to buff your Vanessa and Bugsy characters up that you dummy Jason every time you see him. Alright, I'm done ranting. Back to more serious stuff. OG is in the house. M says, yeah, our governor decided that leaving it up to the municipality wasn't working out. Again, similar to what I was saying to Inti, hopefully it's not for too long. OG says, clear the corridors. The turbo lift, Captain coming through. Or no, that's not the... The two sounds of the original Star Trek. The, you guys know what I'm talking about. Turbo lift doors. OG's getting settled in for some mayhem, saying hello to everyone. Inti says, I'm actually worried about people in California. I wonder what will happen with all those homeless in San Francisco and Los Angeles. Yeah, you're right, Inti. There's a lot. Yeah, at least I got a free kill out of it. Kirk quote from the Naked Time. The Naked Time that's the one where they get
they deserve to die.
There's like season 1 episode where they get drunk on the like the, you know what I'm talking, like the blood infection. Alcohol gets in their blood, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think of that line. Where it came from. Like I'm trying to picture Shatner saying it. Like I said, Zoomers. Zoomers trying to kill Jason. That's all it is.
Don't let them. Please no. Jason, my boy, do you know what your gift is? No matter what they do to you, you cannot die. You can never die.
Jason, how about I use the sweater now?
You got keys? You have He's here.
They don't even play the game anymore. All they do is try to kill Jason. Screw this, I'm out. Leave match. Gone. Boom. I have no time for that tonight. I know with everything. Just not doing it. Sorry guys, I'm not doing that. Zoomers can get. Anyways, back to the thing. Inti was talking about California. M says like an uprising, digital pollution. Says we're gonna have to sort out a PC online game. Let's do it. Let's do it. I've been saying it for a while. There's a kid driving the car. Like I said, the game is too broken. It's on to Predator Hunting Grounds when that comes out. M says Picard and Beverly almost did it. Tasha Yar and Data, yes. OG says, yes, crazy Irishmen take over engineering and other fun stuff. Yeah, that's when, what's his name? Oh, is his name Kevin? O'Reilly? O'Reilly's singing, like, I'll take you home again, Kathleen, over the comm system. I know the episode like the back of my hand, but I'm trying to think if he's saying that line. Does he say it to Rand? Does he say it to Yim and Rand? Just Tasha's awesome, man. I don't know what we're talking about. OG said we may go up like a supernova, but we got to take that 1 in 10,000 chance. Yes, yes, I know that line.
What in the fuck is happening?
I'm with you, Inti. Oh, God. And I spawned right by the friggin' car and Tommy.
I
anyone out there, you have to come to Camp Crystal Lake. Bring a gun.
Dead.
Oh God, he's killing us.
There should be a buff to make that go quicker. Like, really? Wow. Rough start to the night. OG says hand goes up. And M says it might be about that time. Sorry guys, not a very exciting start to our episode of Crystal Lake Fridays, but I had no time for those Zoomer. Like that wasn't even a Zoomer. That was like a double A. What's the next generation going to be? Double A after Z? That's what that was. I was like, oh Jason, why don't you follow me? It's like, what? Like what? What happened to the horror fans that used to play this game? Mr. Matthews says, Jez is just mad that he's only getting half wasted tonight and he's not playing RE3. Well, he already finished it. I asked him that off the top because I remember he was streaming it the other night. He finished the demo, so now he's got to wait for the game to come out. And there's no rule about drinking in your house yet, M. Not yet. We're not to that level of censorship and control. Do you know what's going to be great after we get through all this time? Because we're going to get through it. I know we will. We always do. As a human race, I mean, we'll get through this. We'll get through the times that we're dealing with, and we'll get back to enjoying the freedom that we enjoy here in the democratic societies that we live in. But then you'd think that part of our society would relish those democratic freedoms that they don't have in countries like communist China. But no, they'll go back to being woke and stupid. It's already started on Twitter. There was like a 3-day period on Twitter. It was glorious. There was no woke BS, and now it's starting to seep back. And he says manly women and soy boys all over the place. That's Star Trek Picard. Yes. That Allison Pill, that the doctor, the scientist. I like the sciences, the millennial scientists. I do all the scientists, all the sciences. But don't even get me started on Picard again, Inti. I haven't watched episode 9 yet. I know it's a 2-parter, but I just can't do it. I can't watch after that head tilt. That show was terrible. But it broke me after that episode with the Data head tilt. Like, one episode, she head tilts. No other episodes. It's like, oh, there's that one. There's that one chromosome or one impression, the neuron, the one Data neuron right there. Just says he's already pretty smashed. I'm acting like I'm smashed, but I haven't had anything to drink. Nothing to drink. Uh-oh, Em. I've heard you say that before on the stream. That you're gonna get to that second beer tonight. It's been that kind of week. I hear you, man. Speaking of Mr. Matthews, I hope everybody, I know OG did, I think Jez did as well. Inti, if you haven't checked it out, Mr. Matthews has a new video up. Mr. Matthews, if you want to drop the link in the chat, because I'm on the game, I don't want to... I will after the game, but if you want to drop it in. He's got a new NES, the hardest games, like top 10, his top 10 hardest list, and he's playing through them. I watched episode 1 just before I came on. It's awesome. Contra. And he says, hopefully this pandemic puts an end to a bit of this PC nonsense. That's what I was thinking, because we had a couple days there. It was glorious, but now it's already starting to seep back on Twitter. Mr. Matthews says, emphasis on drink. OG says, I knew I shouldn't have started podcasting. As soon as I did, end of the fracking world. We'll get through this, OG. It's awesome that you've joined the stream crew, And we'll get through this. Jez says, or as I call it, breakfast. And OG says, yes, watch M's video. Do it. Do it. And he says Battletoads, man. I think that's on his top 10. It's in a future episode. He's doing the top 10, and then it's individual games with each episode. It's a great format. Great idea. There it is. There's the link. Everybody should check it out. That's an awesome one. And now we need Nerd to come in. Hopefully Nerd comes in, because Nerd dropped something today. And Jez, you probably have some type of idea what he's going with, because I'm assuming it's like an old school, like 50s British newscaster. Probably somebody who was popular at the time. Like I said to Nerd in the chat of his new video, and I said that I don't know what this video is, Nerd, but it's goddamn entertaining. And he says I have a cartridge, still the hardest NES game. And that I finished both Contras, Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2. Contras I'm decent at. I'm not as good as M has some gameplay, and I'm not quite that good, but I'm comfortable with it. Ninja Gaiden, oh man. Those are a whole other level. You have to have a lot of patience to play those games. Patience and timing. Jed says, oh, he's just posting Mr. Matthews' channel in the chat as well. And then Jez was streaming. Jez had his Resi stream this week, and then he also had the normal Digital Pollution that went on for like 7 hours. I came home I think they go at 3 my time, 3 p.m. local my time. And I came home from work at 4, a little bit earlier. I got out of work early. I got home 4:04. Did some stuff, made food, took the dog out, was working on. I was doing all this stuff while they were still streaming. Made my bits and pieces episode, edited, uploaded. They're still going. Like, I think they finished at like 8:45 my time. It must have been like a 5-hour stream. And there, Jez puts Nerd's latest video up in the chat.
You've done your job well, and Mommy is pleased. Come home, sweetie.
Yeah, that's it, I'm sorry. You're not doing your top 10. You're doing the compiled list of top 10 hardest games according to the internets. The internets. Oh yeah, it's still bonus. Still the double bonus on the XP. And just sometimes it does get a little bit long. Well, like I said, I came in and Tom was there, and then I went away for a bit and came back, and OG said I just played to have fun. I didn't worry about beating most games. I always had distractions. Mega Jetty might actually be in tonight, or Mega Tech, as we like to call him now. He was having some problems with his internet, but he was on Twitter the other day talking about having access back, and that he'll probably be in tonight. So we should have the whole crew at some point tonight. Wonder where Nerd is, though. Nerd's always popping in, so hopefully he's doing okay tonight. Maybe he took the news about the pubs closing a little harder than others. And now we're going to settle in, guys, and we're actually going to play. I just needed to rant a bit off the top because, as Mr. Matthews says, it's been a hell of a week. Now we'll just settle in, and I'll actually try. So, well, that Deborah spawn, I can't help it if I'm spawned right by Jason. And in the cabin, and that has the phone part and the Jarvis CB radio. Jeez. Run of bad luck. OG says, Cub streamed when 8 hours. M came on and Pete finished it. I was in the chat the whole time. Where's my bloody medal? Couple send you an Iron Cross, OG. a couple rusty Iron Crosses. Just says gonna do a Resi 7 stream tomorrow or Monday. Sawblade and infinite ammo run. Nice. I saw a bunch of movies. A bunch more movies got canceled this week. Production, I think Batman got postponed today. So that's one good thing. We don't have to watch any more. Like, it's going to be a couple months before we have to watch any, like, of Hollywood wokeness. So it'll be pushed down. The productions have been put on pause, and maybe when they pick it back up, they might not pander so much because they want to get people back in the box office. They want to have people go back and watch the movie. So it's going to be interesting to see what entertainment and what the world looks like after we're done this. After we're through this. But let's just get into the game, because then I'll start ranting about good old JT, Justin Timberlake, I mean Justin Trudeau up here. OG says, come with me and I will show you where the iron crosses grow. Mr. Matthews says, you made the Irishman joke too. It's hard not to go there, but apparently that's not how nerd rolls anymore. Oh no, I'm just joking. I picked it up from these guys, the British crew. Who am I kidding? I'm very stereotypical. I fit right in with the British crew because of... And he says, I'm curious to see what happens after the smoke clears. Yeah, reality has finally come for all the woke tards. Oh yes, Judge. There's another good point. All the films have been finished and are getting early digital releases. Sweet the High Seas are blustering. Exactly. There was rumors that the Black Widow movie was going to get put on digital streaming services. I saw that Vin Diesel announced that new movie that he said it was going to make like $500 million or something. is now on streaming services, or he's putting it to video on demand. But yeah, man, it's a good time for streaming. I saw the Mortal Kombat movie, the original Mortal Kombat's going to be on Netflix in April. I don't know if that was Canadian or American or UK. I just saw it on Twitter. But again, thank you, VPN. So there's going to be stuff to watch, that's for sure. Less stuff to complain about as well. Well, there's always going to be stuff to complain about, but I mean less new stuff. That'll be put on pause. We'll see what the YouTubers that are focused mainly on that'll do in the meantime. They'll find stuff. They'll find material. Whoop. Don't want to go that way. Oh, they're running up there. I hate the matches where you're like one step behind all the other players. You gotta have that jump. You gotta have one step on them. M says I'd watch Black Widow. I'd probably check it out too. I wasn't too big on the trailer, but I'd probably give it a shot. OG says I always use a Canadian VPN address. Nice. Ontario, Quebec, or the West, OG. And I usually use a Jersey one for when I'm doing the States. And then it always defaults to like the Docklands for the UK one. I'm not too sure. And he says I like the first Mortal Kombat movie. It's one of the best video game movies, even with the absence of buys and dollars. Whoa. No, I agree. I agree, NT. Mortal Kombat! That's a good movie. Mr. Matthews says, NT, I watched it a while back and turned to my kids and told them this is what the 90s were like. Yes. Yes, yes they were. What was their response? M says, I saw it in the theater. I'm pretty sure I did too. Pretty cool soundtrack. I know I saw Street Fighter in the theater. I remember that. OG says it varies. Fastest server there. Gotcha. Oh. The battery's over there. Whoop! Stupid, stupid, stupid double tap.
Oh, fuck. Who is that? My God, I can't look.
And he says, I saw both Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter in the theater. I'm still looking for a Bison dollar. The Bison dollars. And says, too bad that guy would go on to make some stupid-ass Resident Evil movies. Oh, we had W.S. Anderson. I had W.S. Paul Anderson or something like that, or Paul W.S. Anderson. And he says it will be worth £5 British. Digi says, don't knock Black Widow. It has now made my first appearance of Taskmaster in the Avengers books worth more money. Nice. After Raul Julia kidnaps the Queen. OG says, I was going to do either a high-class 1917 review or a classy Breeders a cheesy Breeders review. The guys voted Breeders, so Breeders it is. Do 1917 next, but I vote Breeders. Breeders! Breeders! Mr. Matthews says, notice that Scarlett Johansson never shot her mouth off with a bunch of hypocritical social justice nonsense, so Black Widow will always be cool with me. Well, Scarlett Johansson knows where her butter is bred. Her bread is buttered.
Thank God it actually fit.
Come here, sackhead. The window better be open. Ah, shoot. I can't believe I'm gonna do this, but I'm actually gonna hide underneath the friggin' thing. Jez. Breeders! M says, she learned a lesson after the woke turds came after for the trans acting nonsense. Oh yeah, and the, and also for, Ghost in the Sky, Ghost in the Shell, because, she's not Asian. Actors can't be acting anymore. Well, yeah, actors can't be acting parts. They actually have to be it. Nerd! He says, I got my times wrong. Thought this would start at 1:30. Whoops. No worries, man. Glad you can make it in, man. I was wondering. The crew was saying, well, I was saying, like, part of the normal crew. We were talking about Mr. Matthews' new video, and we were talking about yours as well. Your news report. Everybody needs to check out Nerd's news report and M's internet suggested top 10. Just heard anything new on the Predators game? Other than it's coming out on the 24th of April? Nothing new. It's made by these guys. It's made by the guys who designed this game. So it's probably going to look very similar with the Unreal Engine. I'm assuming it's going to be an open world map where you play the characters or the Predator. Uh-oh, I'm dead. Is the phone box over here, guys? I don't remember where the friggin' phone box is. Somebody says, if I were an actor, I'd hope to be good enough to get away with being an asshole like Russell Crowe or Mel Gibson. There was some controversy a couple months ago before sports were canceled that Mel Gibson was actually here at a hockey game in Ottawa. Ottawa has an NHL team called the Ottawa Senators, and he was there with the owner as a guest of the owner. And of course, woke Twitter was freaking out. Canadian version of woke Twitter, the minority complex woke Twitter. We'll just specify that they differ in my views, but they share the minority the minority complex that Canada seems to have towards the U.S. and the rest of the West. He was here and they were freaking out like, oh, you're friends with Mel Gibson, blah, 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 blah. It's like... M says that hopefully have a kick-ass soundtrack. Hopefully. I don't think they're going to have the songs from Predator. But it should have some good sounds. Maybe. We'll see. They'll probably make similar ones like they did for this because they didn't get the rights to all the music. So they had Manfredi. They actually got Harry Manfredi come in, the guy who made all the music for the first, I want to say 7 Friday the 13th, 6 or 7. He wasn't there for 8 and he didn't do 9. And not Jason in Space. But they had him come in, and for the stuff they couldn't get the rights to, he just made something that sounded similar to what was in those movies. So they'll probably do that. Something like that. OG says, I saw that Godzilla game, Em. Oh yeah, in M's collection. That game. That's another one. Em and I always talk about how AVGN is critical of games that aren't that bad. That's another one. I loved that game as a kid. It was hard AF when I was that age, but it was fun. Like the actual side-scrolling parts weren't that bad, but when you had to go to the boss battles, that's when I would get my butt kicked. Just as I shared it earlier, voice, just so everybody can see you in your court weddings funeral suit. I thought it was an awesome format. That's 2 videos I've seen this week from 2 guys in this community, and the format looked great. Inti says, that Mel Gibson thing was like 10 years ago. Oh yeah, sugar tits. Remember when his apology was enough? Yeah, exactly. Inti says, as much as I liked Fury Road, it really needed old Mel Gibson. Agreed. They should have had him in another character, or as old Mad Max or old Max. I'm not sure. And I liked Tom Hardy in the Max role. I just didn't like... And Charlize Theron was good at Furiosa. I have no problem with strong female characters. But Max got cucked a few too many times. But at the end, if it wasn't for him, then, you know, wouldn't have turned out as well as it would have for the brides. Nope. Why are they back? They have the sweater. Oh, got the kill. They've got the kill going on. Just as that would have been cool. M says, they didn't get the rights to the Predator score. I'm not saying they didn't. They might have. I'm not too sure. We'll see. We'll see. I was thinking more of the other music that's in the movies. Like in the first one, when they play like Little Richard, like whole lot of, I think it's Whole Lot of Shaking Going On when they're going into the, no, it's not Whole Lot of Shaking Going. What's the? Yeah, no, it is. It is when they're going into the jungle. Damn it, I need to be like Arnold, who said he would watch the movie recently. I need to watch the movie again recently. OG says I still have that game. Godzilla King of the Monsters. Yep, that's what he's talking about, Em. Just as you and Mr. M are getting back into old games, time to fire up MAME. Oh, MAME! MAME was the best in the day, Jez. That was the only way you could play home versions of like the games that Konami made for the arcade that you never got. Like the X-Men arcade box and the Simpsons arcade box. The only way you got to play it was through MAME. Godzilla 2, M? The strategic defense game? I saw that at my pawn shop. They wanted like $90 for it. I'm like, no. Nope. Why is Sock running into the wall? Oh, they're trying to get him to come in. OG said no system, a few surviving games, the rest was stolen. Ah, sorry to hear that, OG. Just as hundreds of coin ups. Sweet. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. And you get to play the better version of TMNT's arcade box rather than playing the Nintendo, the NES version, and the wrestling games like WrestleMania Challenge and Superstars. I used to love the wrestling games in the day, but I gotta say I always preferred the 2-player game, where the graphics were a little bit. It wasn't the Konami one. I don't actually. Did they make it? But it wasn't the 4-player one. It didn't have Earthquake, that sort of thing. But it had. It just had the main guys, and you had to face not the Road Warriors. What do they rename themselves? Legion of Doom. You had to face the Legion of Doom at the end. I love that game. That was in like a little coffee shop by like my the end of junior high. I want to say that was like 7 or 8 around there. It was like near. It was in junior high. It was like a little shop where we'd go to grab like by a convenience store. Oh man, I poured so many quarters on that thing. Loved it. M said, yeah, that was silly. By the way, the drawer is full of my wife's games. She likes licensed stuff. Ah, nice. Nice. Nerd says, I like the 2010 Aliens vs. Predators video game. Yep, that was a good game. I do have that. I have it. I can't play it on this PC. You'd have to have one of the slowdown things. But I remember that game. That was a good one. But no, I'll definitely check out the Predator game. Definitely give it a shot.
Die!
Dead. That's all players do now. That's all the kids do now. All the rage. It's just killing Jason. There you go. More kids. It's all they do is kill because they can't escape. They don't know how to escape. So they just let somebody die, get Tommy.
Good job, you killed Jason.
Good job, you killed Jason. Good job. So my voice is so hoarse now. It's like so thin, or in the lower part of the register that I can't even sound like that. Not even close. Can't even troll on it. Says, I have a MAME emulator installed on my Wii. The only game I play is TMNT. Oh yeah, man. That first TMNT, that's another one. They were in the same place. WWE, WWF Superstars, and TMNT, the first game. Boom! Like, I live there. At lunch. Inti says so many kids play this game. Heck yeah, they do, Inti. Heck yeah, they do. There's no more escaping. Nobody tries to repair the car. Nobody tries to phone the police. It's never about survival anymore. It's no longer a survival horror game. It's just a spoof. Oh, I'm back with these guys. M says, where are those kids' parents? Yeah, well, I could make a few off-colored jokes, but you guys know what I'm thinking. Let's do an offline bots run to get the saltiness out, and then we'll go back in. Oh God, Inti, no. No. I wasn't sure when we were gonna get to that topic tonight. Inti says we need Snowflake and safe space protecting Jason in this game. Nerd says LOL. Have you ever seen a troll backfire as much as that? It's a survival game for Jason. It is, Inti. It really is. It's turned into a survival game for Jason because he's so unbalanced. He's so underpowered. Because all these same kids complain, oh, I can't play the game. I spent all this money even though I didn't know. I used my parents' credit card to get this game.
They're here, Jason.
I can't win. I can't win. So then they nerfed Jason to a ridiculously point and made the counselors more OP than they already were when they rebalanced the game. And now it's completely unbalanced. The game is beyond broken. Anyways, just more ranting. But yeah, Snowflake and Safe Space. What a dream team that is. That's what we need. We need Jenny running right at us. Whew, yeah. Oh boy, that's way easier.
No matter what they do,
The counselors run right into you.
you can never die.
There's La Chapa. Oops, missed him. There's Mitch.
Oh God!
These bots, man. Oh, they're actually trying to repair something. There's Fox. Where's Axel and Loco? I think the other guy's name was Loco. I know one guy's name was Axel. Pretty sure.
Please, no.
What in the actual... How does she have a second pocket knife?
Do you know what your gift is?
Nerd says, just kill the hippie Mitch.
You cannot die.
I tried,
You
but he
can
ran.
never die.
Damn it. No. No! No!
Em says there was a pizza place I went to all the time, and I would constantly play Bubble Bobble, Golden Axe, and Ninja Gaiden. Oh yeah, Bubble Bobble was a great game in the arcade. So was Golden Axe, but I loved Bubble Bobble.
Suffer like we did.
Nerd says I haven't thought about Bubble Bobble in years, and now I want to play it. Nerd says still one of my favorite games. But no, I was really young. Like our Sunday event, we're going to the racetrack as a family, and they had an arcade there, and I would just go and love it. So it was like
Hunt them down and make them pay.
they had like some awesome stuff there, like Gauntlet. It was before like the bigger 4 ones, like the bigger 4-player ones. But I think I remember like Double Dragon, Bad Dudes, that sort of thing.
Help! Oh God!
Come back, Lechapa. Don't run. You're gonna wear yourself out.
They want to take you from me, Jason. Don't let them.
M says, and that song will stay with you long after they turn the game off. That song, I mean. And he says, Bubble Bobble is good even on the NES. It is. So really fun. Really fun on the NES.
Get up, Jason. Find them.
Jez, Bubble Bobble was awesome. It was. That 501 cart has Bubble Bobble 2 on it. So I now own Bubble Bobble 2, but in a pirate mode. Just as R-Type, best shooter ever at the time. Oh, there's La Chapa. Nerd says, kills like that will warp the door. Just saying you're making them work for the handyman. I keep people in business. I keep the economy going.
Kill for mother.
Jason helps the Crystal Lake economy in many ways.
Kill them.
Mr. Matthews says yes, the NES port is pretty much arcade accurate as much as it could be. And Soy is in the house. He says, here, you sexist, misogynistic pigs. Not us, Soy. Not us. But welcome, Soy. Hope you're doing well, man.
Jason.
M says, do you think so, Jez? I've always been a sucker for Gradius, but I have liked the later versions of R-Type.
Die. You can
And it's
never
hard as
die.
balls. And you're not wrong on that. Gradius is pretty good, too. Life Force. But then the other week I was playing a Tartar game, so... Go back out the window.
They
Just as
deserve
indeed,
to
Mr.
die,
M, I
Jason.
used to get so close to
Make
finishing it, but I
them
never
suffer.
completed it. Tommy was in here. Where'd he go? And so he says, not much. Well, glad you could make it, man. We're all here now. We just need snow to show. Excuse the poor pun.
Please, no!
And if Mega can make it. Right into the waiting hands of
Get up,
Jason.
Find them. Kill them.
You missed a bit of an S show last week, Inti. When I tried a bunch of different games and I kept crashing the stream. Oh, come on, Tommy.
Take you from
Come
me.
on, Tommy.
Don't let them.
Says, Nerd, have you acquired any MREs from Asian countries? I love Asian food, but I'm curious and a bit
Yeah.
dubious about what they put in there.
Beautiful
I've watched
mother.
MREs on Chinese MREs, and they seem pretty normal. A lot of protein bars. A lot of protein, like a lot of whey protein. Not a lot of real food, like crackers and whey protein, the 2 or 3 I've watched. But yeah, M's on the MRE kick. And ETS, you saw me do the Atari games. I appreciate you stopping by. Maybe I'll break the flashback out and use the old garbage upscaler I have. Use the flashback and play some of the third-party titles. Come here, Mitch.
Help me! Please!
M says, Jez, did you play the R-Type Dimensions EX game that they put out a while back?
That's my boy. Hunt them down and make them pay.
And he says, I couldn't make it last Friday. Saw a bunch of NES games you were playing. Yes! I was showing this card because it was Friday 13th. I was playing Friday 13th, but it was almost unplayable on this cartridge. Because it was different. It was like it was a modded version of it.
Please, no!
Like a 501 cart that I had picked up.
Do you know what you're
But all good, Inti.
No matter what.
Nerd says, not yet, but I will someday.
Cannot die.
Nice.
You can never die.
Run to me, Vanessa. And the look through. Head tilt and the look through.
That's my
So he says, I've been eating a lot of fiber bars and you can guess what's been happening. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. That's the thing about fiber bars, man, or protein bars, or... They do the trick when you need it. Whoa, did somebody just run past me? Friggin' Chad, look at Chad strolling. Dude strutting. Whoops. Get back here, Chad. Oh, I choked him out. Sorry, guys. Oh no, I'm doing the chest punch again. Oh, I messed up Chad's awesome sweater.
That's my boy.
Just says, no dude, when was that, M?
Make them
M
pay.
says, Pete streamed Friday 13th on NES, we needed your guidance. And Friday 13th on Commodore 64.
You've done your job.
M says, probably only in the past 2 years I got it on sale on PSN. It's the first 2 games with arcade graphics and updated graphics. You could switch between the 2 styles on the fly. Ah, okay. Inti says, I saw a bit later. It sounded all weird. My Retron consoles sound the same. Some tones are weird, missing. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, it was on my Retron. It was on my Retron, but it was also through this cartridge. Like this 501. Still got it on my computer table because I haven't played it since. With the turtles on it. Turtle power. Whoops. Let's go back into the online. And M says, also Pete, is that NES Terminator 2 back there? Yes, it is, M. Yes, it is. I got it for a decent price at the pawn shop. There was another one that I regret leaving behind. It was gone when I went back, but I was like, what the heck. I throw it on there because I know Mega Jetty is a huge Terminator fan of all the video games. I thought maybe I could play it one day. I tried it. I hadn't played it before. Oh, God. They had a lot of the Terminator games, actually. They had it on the Terminator 2 on SNES. I was thinking about it, but the price they wanted was ridiculous. Not us. The game I left behind? No, Godzilla 2. Like I said, they wanted $90 for it. Something ridiculous. It was, it was one of the JVC Star Wars games. I think it was Empire, and it was $5.99. I should have picked it up, man. That thing's like $40 on eBay. Out of the box. Looked like it was in perfect condition. I went back the next day and it was gone. I was just like, I had Rebecca with me when we went. She's like, you should buy it. And I'm like, no, nobody's gonna buy that. It's not good. I'll just come by tomorrow on Sunday, pick it up. No, gone. I think Godzilla 2 is still there, and it's going to be there for a while. Nobody's buying that thing. Oh, I might have mentioned it last week. Well, I still have regrets. Should know by now. Wasn't it the first 2 Star Wars games? It could have been. I can't remember. It might have been one or both, but either way I left it behind. So when I went back, I bought that instead, and it was like a similar price. So I thought that was pretty good. And I picked up that and The Little Mermaid and that 501 cart. Inti says, been watching a lot more, Star Trek The Next Generation. I'm at season 6. You're almost there, dude. Almost there.
Please, someone!
M says, the only people who care about games like Godzilla 2 are collectors and they don't pay retail. Exactly. I'm not paying that. I just want it for my collection. Like, that's the only reason I would look at it. Just like what we were talking about with the Sega CD, and Mega was saying I should look to get the Terminator game. They had it at the pawn shop for like $150. I'm not paying that. I'd play it once for you guys. And that's about it. But how far are you into season 6, Inti? What are you like just started it, or are you almost done it? I had restarted watching TNG a little while ago as well. I'm about halfway through the 2nd season, so I'm not too far, because I had restarted watching DS9 and Voyager as well. So Voyager is, I'm still in season 1. Says The Little Mermaid on NES is actually a pretty solid game. My sister got it for Christmas one year and I played it more than she did. It is. It's all those Capcom engines. They're all very similar, but they're all very playable. I haven't played that one since I got it. I played Terminator 2 more. I don't know why. God. All you do is punch people. It's the entire game. Well, I got to the 2nd stage and then I gave up. I was like, okay, I'm out. I'm out for now. We were in Jezza's stream the other day, and we were talking about... We had Tom from Midnight's Edge After Dark was on. So he said sorry in Discord. No worries, man. All good, Soy. All good. And he says the last one I saw was Picard had a love interest who plays the piano. He rocks the Riskian flute. Yes. I remember that episode. But no, where was I going with that story? Oh, other NES games. Other NES games. We were doing the stream the other night, and they had Tom from Midnight's Edge in on Jezza's stream, and we were talking about a bunch of movies from the 80s and 90s that were good, but didn't quite do what they were expected to do. So naturally, we started talking about Batman and Dick Tracy. So long story short is OG wants me to do a video about the movie and the video game of Dick Tracy. Because I was talking about it in the chat, so we'll see how that goes. Ah! Just as the only Trek is Kirk and the gang. Not gonna argue most of that, but I like the other Trek series as well. M says Capcom made some excellent games. They sure did, man. They sure did. Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck, the DuckTales, Tailspin, all good. Oh yeah, and Mega Man. Mega Man. Can't forget about that one. That pirate card has Street Fighter 2010 on it. I played it like 5 times in my life, and that was my 6th, and I'm like, why the fuck am I playing this again? This game is ridiculously stupid. Nerd says that's logical, Captain. And so it says VC is voice chat. Ah, gotcha. Well, we'll have to do that some night on my Discord. Crack out the voice chat and the stream. M says, but you can like both, right? And Jed says no. M says that's the internet talking. Oh, looks like they're trying to get away. Rubber Duck is trying to float his boat to safety. What the? What is going on there? Like, and just says like there's only one Batman. Adam West is Batman. I saw you talking the other day and on your Discord about Batman 66. I love 66. But I do enjoy Michael Keaton as Batman as well. And Val Kilmer wasn't the worst. George Clooney was a joke. And Christian Bale played an okay Bruce Wayne, and those movies were written well, but as Batman, he was kind of just a stiff. But yeah, man. Adam West. All the way. Dude was the man. First 2 seasons, though, of 66. That 3rd season, like, I'm a fan, and we got Batgirl in the 3rd season, so there's reasons to watch it, Yvonne Craig. But, they kept changing up Catwoman, like Eartha Kitt as Catwoman, like, come on. Compared to Julie Newmar. Are we even gonna have this discussion again? Like, on the internet, it's been going on for, like, 30 years. But, and there was so many weird episodes in that 3rd season. So many words. all the like the B villains. There was like a season of weird B villain, like the one where Marcia Queen of Diamonds is trying to trick him to marry him, and and he says, good episodes in my opinion where no one has gone before. Data lore, elementary, my dear Data, measure of a man who watches the Watchers, peak performance of Survivors, and the Inner Light. So many memorable moments. Oh yeah, man. The Data lore is a great episode. Elementary, my dear Data. Was that the first Sherlock Holmes one? When with the other Pulaski or whatever, that other doctor that was in a couple episodes of TOS. I remember her. She's in one of my favorites TOS episodes. Oh my god. So bad. My memory is so bad now. The one where they go to the planet and they find the hall with the orbs that have the brains, like the essence of the people of the planet, the chosen people to survive. It's like the planet supernova. Well, maybe not supernova, but the extinction of the race, and they have to borrow the bodies. So they borrow Kirk, Spock, and this doctor. That's a great episode. That's probably one of my favorite original series episodes. I got a lot of weird ones, so. Mr. Matthews says, you're not going to say Wrath of Khan isn't as good as Motion Picture. Just says, Motion Picture is the better movie, Khan is second. Says, would you say Batman jumped the shark repellent? Hand me down the shark repellent bat spray. Inti says, Eartha Kitt or Halle Berry as Catwoman. Yeah, I go with Mr. Matthews or Halle Berry, easy. Eartha Kitt is creepy AF. I'm not sure why she was cast in that role. Okay. To make Yvonne Craig look better, maybe that was it. In the third season of Batman also had Milton Berle's villain, Louis the Lilac. Come on. I think that was the episode where they try to, they have him like locked in, or was it an Egghead episode? They had them like locked in a thing, and he had like a bat suit. They kidnapped Bruce Wayne, and he had like a portable bat suit in like his ascot. It was like a pill form. He like threw it on the ground, and he was like in the bat suit. I want to say it was a Louis the Lilac episode because it was like a 3-parter, but it might have been Egghead. So many good episodes. Even that third season, even though I'm making fun of it. Inti says, Wrath of Khan blew me away. I saw it for the first time a few weeks ago. I was expecting it to be overrated. It exceeded all my expectations. Yeah, man, Wrath of Khan's good, but it's a hard choice. That's another one. That's another debate's been raging on the internet for over 30 years now, or close to 30 years, depending on when we got internet access, each of us individually. What's the better movie? Like, that is so tough. I love the motion picture. When I first saw the motion picture, I didn't see it until I was, like, in my teens. I thought it was awesome. I saw them both, like, really close to one another. There it is, Em. We're thinking same minds. I didn't even read your message, and I'm starting to talk about it. Pete, what's your ruling on the first 2 Star Trek movies? I feel like you've been asked to weigh on this before. I can't remember what you said. I don't want to play the typical Canadian and fence it, but that one is so hard. It's so hard. There's so many good things in that first movie. There's so many good things. I would say it's a better Star Trek movie. I'd probably say the first movie is a better Star Trek movie, but the second movie is a better movie overall, if that makes any sense. Like, it's a better theatrical movie. As a Star Trek fan, it's much easier to watch the first one and the second one because you can understand it, but as the general viewer, like a normie, I can understand that it would be a bit harder to get into that first one because the whole Viger and knowing where they're going with that, what they're calling back to with the Changeling, and the characters that are being introduced and all the throwbacks in the cast. all the nods. But in that second one, I think it's a better theatrical movie. I think it's produced and directed a little bit better. And the performances, Kirk's performance is awesome, and Ricardo Montalban as Khan. Considering they made that great of a movie off of Space Seed, like Space Seed is a good original series episode, but it's not one of my favorites. It is not even, I wouldn't even, it'd probably be in my top 10
Holy
original
shit!
season episodes,
Is that a dead
original
body?
series episodes, but it wouldn't be in my top 5. It would not be in my top 5. So I'm going to have to go with that answer. Motion picture is the better Star Trek movie. Wrath of Khan is the better theatrical movie. Boom.
Fixed it. I'm out of here.
I managed to stick in the fence and give a definitive answer. I am the prototypical Canadian. I'm here all night. Try the chicken. Inti says, Khan, yes, of course our shields are down. We're all friends here. I'll remember that for as long as I live. Yep. Mr. Matthews says, right, there's a lot more action on it, but it's so much more than the space battles. There's a lot of emotional, excellent characters there, and that's what the movie is really about.
Time to come
Jed says, right, I'm off to bed, catch you later. Have a good one. Catch you later, chat. All right, Jez, man. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for sticking with us until the beer was out. Hope you have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon, man. Looking forward to your Resi stream, either tomorrow morning for me. It'll probably be in the morning for my time, or Sunday. I'll pop on if I see you on. M says it's about Ricardo and Shatner chewing up the scenes. Yep. That's what it's all about. That's what Wrath of Khan is all about. That's why I will stick to that. Motion picture is the better Star Trek movie. A much better Star Trek movie. Wrath of Khan is the better movie to watch just for the sake of watching a movie. OG says so much better acting and action. M says hopefully tomorrow. OG and Heart and Soul. Star Trek 2. No, 2 is superior. Inti says, compare Wrath of Khan with Into Darkness. Not even close. I couldn't care less about Benedict Cumberbatch. I remember the lead up to that. I remember the build up out of, and I'll totally admit, I was sold on I didn't really know a lot about JJ. I think Lost was starting around then, or had been around for a couple seasons, and I was kind of good with it. And the first movie came out, and I went, and it was just a fun ride. And I was like, yeah, we got a Star Trek movie. Another Star Trek movie's back. It's like they kind of effed up the end of the Next Generation ones, even though I went back recently and I watched both Insurrection and Nemesis. And Nemesis was a lot better than I remember it being. A lot better. But we'll get to that after I finish the point about Into Darkness. I was sold after the 2009 Star Trek. I was like, yes, I'm ready to go. That guy who played Bones was like spot on. Spock was great. That whole Uhura thing, Uhura was still kind of in the background. She wasn't like replacing Bones as a part of the triangle or the triumvirate. And then I went to see not Wrath of Khan, Into Darkness with two of my buddies from work. I was like, what is this? And he's that same character when very poorly handled. Yeah, exactly. Like, my name is Khan. M says I wouldn't even watch it in T. And don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. You don't need. You've seen the good version. You don't need to watch it. And Jed says if I do a Resi stream, we'll be late from my American friends. Catch y'all later. Ah, okay. Sounds good, man. OG says 2 is the better Trek movie and one of the best movies ever made. Not just Trek or sci-fi, but any movie. Nice. Inti says, if you think about it, Star Trek 2009 is Star Wars A New Hope with the Trekkie skin. Looking back, like I said, you're right on. But I bought into it. I will completely admit, it's like people who felt the Disney's trilogy started off well with A Force Awakens, even though The Force Awakens, even though when I got out of that movie, I knew something was wrong. It's kind of that, like, this is good. And like, wait a minute. What's that in the back of my head? But no, I was totally sold on Star Trek 09. Mr. Matthews says, Carl Urban was a perfect Bones. Could you guys name me anything that's not a genre character, like not a sci-fi character that, or like an action character that Carl Urban isn't awesome in? Tell me something he sucks in. Because everything I've seen him in, he's awesome. That dude is awesome. A Nerd chimes in. He says, the motion picture is the best Star Trek movie. That's what I'm saying. I'm with Nerd on that, but I think that the Wrath of Khan is the better overall movie in all 6 of them. What, no love for Undiscovered Country? The last one? I love the last one. OG says negative nerd. Everyone is entitled to my opinion. Inti, there you go. Dread. He's great in Dread. His character in The Boys is awesome. I remember he was, what was his character's name?
Is that real? This can't be real.
Oops. Let's go, Debbie. Let's go. So it says, does that mean The Force Awakens is in A New Hope in Star Trek 2009 is this in a soy horse skin? Nerd says he was Xena and he was in Xena? Like Warrior Princess as Cupid? I don't remember that at all. I remember him being Éomer in Lord of the Rings in the Two Towers. He was awesome as that role. I used to watch the you know what out of Xena. And Hercules for that matter, I'll fully admit it. I even watched some Andromeda in my time. I'm not lowbrow. I'm quite lowbrow. Mr. Matthews says, also Khan in Star Trek 2 wasn't really the bad guy. The real villain was Kirk's age creeping up on him. Yep. OG says Xena. And Mr. Matthews says, Undiscovered Country is my second favorite Star Trek movie. I would have to agree with you there, man. That was a great one. It was definitely a great one to go out on.
Right on, dude. Where you at?
And he says, is that the one where they go looking for God? No, that's Star Trek 5. Oops. Star Trek 6 is the one with, not Kahless, that's like Klingon god. The guy who tries to start a civil war between the Federation and the Klingons. When the Klingon homeworld needs to be evacuated. M says Ricardo was amazing, but that really could have been, and the story would have been just as poignant. OG says Kirk abandoned them and never checked up on them. A case could be made for Kirk as the villain. Yep, agreed. Mr. Matthew says 5. TechCom, Megatech is in the house. He says I'm back. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Nerd says, you can't appreciate Shakespeare until you've heard it in original Klingon. That was a hard pill to swallow. So it says, which one where Patrick Stewart goes back in time? That is First Contact, I think you're thinking, Soy. That was the first the second Next Generation movie, but the first one with the Borg. Where they had to go back in time to Zephyr Cochrane. And he says, Kirk messed up, agreed. And he says the phone call would have prevented the whole thing. And OG says, one day, me and M will debate the European crew on Truck 1 versus 2. We will prevail. That's it, man. There it is. That can happen on my channel. Bring the European crew and you guys, I will moderate. I will be the moderator. I will moderate that. TechCom says, hi everybody. After over a week without internet, I'm back despite being overdue cable bill. My guess is Corona forced them to give us it back as a public service. Well, I'm glad you're back, man. Good to see you back online, dude. M says, yeah, that was dumb, nerd. Why would Klingons care about Shakespeare? Just kind of running all over the place here, guys. Inti says that's First Contact. Yep. Soy says okay.
Is that...
That's one that I need to go back and rewatch, First Contact, because like I said, I watched Insurrection and I watched Nemesis, and God, Nemesis was a lot better than I remember it being. But I'm still thrown off about the whole Deanna thing and her being like mind raped by the white Romulan. Like, I don't know what that was about. Gotta get some stamina up in this maw. Nerd says Kirk was in the wrong. Kirk should have nuked them from orbit. So it says, doesn't he go back to 2010? Yeah, I want to say that's about that. I can't remember the exact start date. The exact date. TechCom says, by the way, Oh yes, yeah, sorry. I will correct the Terminator beat. Better. Either way, I'm glad you're back, man. Mr. Matthews says, we'll need red shirt. We can't take them on alone. Brent, Jez, Nerd, and Cub. Tech says, about a few hours after YouTube format changing, I got the ability to switch accounts. Nice.
No!
Just resting, bud. Just resting for a little stamina break. Just getting a little stamina. Yeah. Gotta jump through the window, boys. Ah! No! Damn it! I have a lawn dart in my head. Snow! Snow says it's killing time. You showed up just as I got killed. So you're right. You're right. OG says he had studied human culture and was letting them know he understood. Sad y'all don't get that.
Come to mommy, Jason. Come to mommy.
Nerd says, silly Yanks being extra Yankee today. M says, maybe we could get Cub to switch over. Oh, I was the last survivor? OG says, original Klingon was a dig and a warning to Kirk. M says, just you wait. And Snow came in. So there's killing time. And OG says, yes, split the euros. Good plan, M. And Tech says, next week I got a big paycheck comes in, so I'll be using it to help with the cable bill, so it'll no longer be overdue. Hopefully I'll have enough left over to get the RE2 remake and Spider-Man Game of the Year to stream. Nice, man.
Bitch, hello.
So let's mute those two ass clowns. You know how often I swear on the stream, which is next to 0. But those names are enough. M says we're gonna win this one. Johnny is in the house. He says, hey all, what's going on? Johnny, haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you again. M says just like we did in WW2. Oh, she says indeed M. And Snow says, ooh, door smash. Yep. I got smashed alright. Lizzo is talking as well. Let's mute Lizzo. Just mute everyone. There should be a mass. Mr. Math Nerd says WW2 OES. You get paid to show up late and claim victory, or like your independence you only have because you use the French. OG says, while everybody's saying hello to Snow, and Snow saying hello to all. Jenny says, hanging in there. Well, good to see you back, man. Good to see you. You here? I know that a lot of crazy stuff is going on the past few weeks, but we're here. It's Friday. The whole gang is here now. The whole gang, except for Brent. Wake up, Brent. Wake up, Brent. Wake up, Brent. Tech says the original Klingon was an obvious nod to Soviet Russian claiming to have invented stuff that they had nothing to do with. M says, yeah, just like that. And here we go, going in. We're going into the match. And hopefully that I'm not Jason and I have to fight these clowns, but hey, we'll see. At least they're not kids. At least we know that. They might be dumbasses, but they're not kids. M says only this, we'll use the German this time. And Nerd says he's only half German. Tech says, I know the feeling. I was without internet for over a week and couldn't partake in streams nor put out content. You're back now, man. It's good to see. OG says what Chekhov did all the time in TOS Mega. Good point. Johnny says, did manage to watch all the Friday the 13th movies for the first time. Only one I had ever seen was part 5 on Up All Night back in the day. Ah, nice. Very nice. Did you watch like the marathon that was on Sci-Fi the other day for Friday the 13th, like last week? Now that you've seen them all, which one did you prefer? We're talking Friday the 13th on Friday the 13th stream. Which one did you prefer, Johnny? OG says yes. We'll turn Cub against them and they will collapse. Well, you'll be the only one. Cub will be the only one talking on the stream then.
Real? This can't be real.
I'm AJ, so the game obviously glitched. Not that AJ is a bad character. And it was time to switch up anyway, because Mega's here. It's going to be Chad time before the night is out. Nerd says I streamed 2 hours with Cub and lived. Johnny says no internet would be alright. Suddenly my physical media collection looks pretty justified. Oh yeah, man. OG says plus we're on the side of goodness and light. And OG says congrats, nerd, for surviving. All those drawers. All those drawers. Johnny says, I gotta say I think I like part 2 the best, or at least in the top 3. That's a good choice, man. Part 2 is a great movie. It's actually like a legit horror movie, like a scary movie. Like, I love the other ones, don't get me wrong. And we've talked about this before. 6 or 7 are probably my favorite Jason movies. Favorite Friday the 13th Jason movies. But part 2 is a legit horror movie. Got some great kills in it. And Sackhead is scary. Like when I was a kid, Sackhead scared the shit out of me. Like that actually creeped me out when I first started watching these movies. Oh geez, so 2 is better than 1, Johnny? Oh, yeah. Come on, AJ, find a part or something, not just firecrackers. Whoops. Go College! I love that team. Had a great season last year. Is this real life? Like, I can't find anything. Ah, because somebody's already been here. I'm facing the wrong way. I am. Uh-oh. I can't see the chat. The chat died. Hold on one second, guys. It's working on my studio, but not on OBS. So what did I miss? Snow says, I'm chilling with the Snow Kid making dinner while listening in. Nice. Well, thanks for tuning in, Snow. Techcom says, on the day I was going to get either RE2 or Spider-Man is when I lost the internet. Went to Walmart, but no Resi 2, but Spider-Man was $10 more than advertised. I retained to help bill, or referring to help bills. Probably the best call. Mega Tech. So it says, have you joined the Discord yet, Snowdub? Oh yeah, if you guys want, let me know. I've got the Discord for everybody like Johnny and Inti and Snow as well if you're interested. Johnny says, I actually cared about the characters in part 2, was rooting for the wheelchair guy to get some sex. And he had those old video games, I remember that. I think that character's name is... Now Jeff is the guy that gets speared. I want to say it's not Matt. Oh, what the hell's his name? But I'm sure Jeff's the dude with Marcy. Not Marcy, Marcy's from the first one, but they get speared. I could be wrong. But I know who you're talking about. Ah! Stupid OBS! Ah! Jumping through the window. But I hear ya. I hear ya. Also refreshing to see a female character pursuing it for a change of pace. Ah, yes. Get what you mean. But Jenny is also awesome in that movie. The final girl in that movie is awesome as well. Inti says, I'm curious about Doom Eternal. Looks really good. From what I've seen, it looks awesome too, man. I'll check it out, but I never pay full price. Very rarely for games, so I'll probably wait. Nerd says, I remember seeing The Fog when I was 7 or 8. It scared the piss out of me. Oh, yeah. Fog's a good one. Snow says, whose Discord? I think he's talking about mine, Snow. I just started one, so I can send you the invite. Tech Home says, much as I enjoyed part 6 and Jason Takes Manhattan, I like part 1, even though Jason isn't in it because isn't the killer Alice survives. And Mr. Matthews says, it does, Inti. I'm surprised to hear you haven't picked it up yet. OG says, The Fog, good movie. I'm trying to get this to scroll so we can go back. I'm not sure why it stopped picking it up. There we go. I think I got it now. All right. Almost got kicked out of the game. Again. Let's try this again. And I like part 2 because there's actually that guy survives, that random dude survives, that stays behind at the bar to hook up with the bartender and survives. Like everybody who normally dies in a Friday the 13th except for the final girl, but not that guy. Like, oh no, I'm not going back. I'm good. Tech says, because I lost internet, I was held off my latest Terminator video. I get to work on it before Monday afternoon. Nice. It's about how Judgment Day wasn't a worldwide nuke fest. Yeah, I remember you had tweeted out that idea that you were working on it. OG says, we need our internet now. I had some trouble Monday, but it cleared up. M says that's probably why I haven't picked it up yet. I'm cheap. I hear you. I'm the same way on that.
Oh my god. What happened?
Oh, there's keys. We haven't done a Monza run in forever, guys. Get away from those keys, bro.
Holy shit, is that a dead body?
Oh, no! Ah, camping. God damn it.
Please, no.
Yeah, Pussy Milk saved me twice. Annoying as a fuck name, but hey. Helped me out when I needed it. Oh, they're gonna go kill him.
Got it.
I don't have the key, guys. And you've got the sweater. Why are you trying to get away? Let me get a weapon. OG says Monza time. No, somebody else took the key, man.
I know you could die, Jason.
Jason, Mother is talking to you.
You like that, huh?
Holy shit. Is that a dead body?
Wow, I actually took part. actually did something. Well, we killed Jason again, which is all people do in this game now. No police, no cars. Jason is dead. I'll catch up on the chat in a minute, guys. I'm locked on the screen right now. And the game is frozen. Oh, there it goes. I think he quit. Alright, let's catch up on the chat. Nerd says, don't tell me the French survived. Johnny says, gotta ask everybody, of all the ladies of all the movies, who are you picking to take the bed out of all the Friday the 13th movies? Let's see. Inti says, in Partied Final Girl and Love Interest and the Dog survive. In Part 8? I thought it was like in the sewer at the end of Part 8. Like Friday the 13th? Like when he, the toxic waste shows up and he starts like, the water starts coming out of his mouth. That's what killed that franchise and made it go to friggin' New Line because Paramount had bombed. Tech says, more like it was mostly the US, Russia that were nuked. Inti says, the twins from Part 3. Yes, the one, Jimbo's and the other one. Johnny says, I'm picking Vicky from Part 2 or Kelly Hugh from Part 8. OG says, frugal is wise now more at certain times. OG says, Mon's the time. I said that already, but we didn't get to do it because people are idiots now. No, sorry, it was Part 4. The twins, yeah. I know you're talking. Like Teddy and Jimbo and the two twins. The DF. Am I a dead F? Really, Jimbo? That's why you're such a dead F. Megan says, wouldn't the people Part 3 be the same people who survived Part 2? I think I recall some of Part 2 leaving and not returning until after the killings in Part 2. Part 2, like Part 3 begins at the end of Part 2, but the only character you see is Ginny getting put on the ambulance. That's all you see. Inti says Tina and Terry. Johnny says, oh yeah, that's it, man. I need a story about the Crispin Glover dance. Crispin Glover, he did that. It was total improv. There you go. I'm not sure who might know that, but Snow might and Inti might, and you might as well, Johnny, but everybody in the chat, whoever. But I know that was all improv, and it was originally supposed to be to AC/DC's You Shook Me All Night Long, but they couldn't get the rights, and that's why it's to a Lion song instead. That wasn't part of the script. He just did the bit. That's Crispin Glover. M says, Mega's got your story, Johnny. What the hell is with these names? Yeah, P-Milk and P-Lice. Exactly. Like, but they're actually helping me. Austin's 72. Chris, I'm eating here. Sorry, for the East Coast, it's like 10 o'clock. But I'm probably going to eat after we're done here. There you go, Tech. Well, I didn't kill him. I was just along for the ride. I was just AJ standing there. And Tech's telling you the story. Crispin Glover was dancing to AC/DC song and filming and edited a different song over it because they couldn't get the rights, and that was all improv. And we're waiting for someone to load up. And I would have to go with Megan from Part 6 as my favorite final girl. And Johnny says, LOL, still a special dance. No way, not tonight, no way. And I love his kill too, the corkscrew. Ted, Ted, where the hell the corkscrew? You know that corkscrew, the fancy corkscrew? Corkscrew in the hand, meat cleaver in the face. Love it. And then he gets the double down. What the hell? Or part 7. What the hell's with this game tonight?
So
I'm set to be part 8.
so pretty. Kill them all,
Hem says
Jason.
Crispin Glover is an effing weirdo. He sure is. Johnny says, no, I've never seen the Lost American version. But for some reason I knew the one dead F guy was in the movie, or Once Bitten with Jim Carrey. Oh, Once Bitten with Jim Carrey. Jeez, there you go. How's it going back? The vampire movie. Johnny says, no idea how I knew that. I'd only seen Once Bitten. And he says if only Crispin Glover pulled those dance moves, he wouldn't need Marty to conquer Lorraine. Exactly. Last night, Darth Vader came down from the planet Vulcan, and he said if I didn't do it, he'd melt my brain. Still one of the greatest 80s movies lines ever. If I didn't last Lorraine to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, then he'd melt my brain. Well, George, why don't we keep this brain melting business just between the two of us? And that one exchange right there between those two characters is exhibit A of why that remake never should be made. Do not touch Back to the Future. Please, I beg of thee. Wonder how long they take to go for the sweater. Oh, I forgot to take the doors down. I think I did actually, never mind.
Oh, the audacity to dash at me. Now, isn't that embarrassing? How you feel about wasting it, huh?
As I walk away, they continue to troll. Johnny says, now I wish I could also see lemon popsicle movies. It's the... Nerd says, I miss Walkmans, cassette tapes, the 80s. I hate modern day. Walkmans were the best, man. They're trying to repair To Call Tommy. I picked the wrong one. Uji says, agreed, nerd. Lemon popsicle movies. I'm not familiar, Johnny. Fill me in. Techcom says, LOL, that was awesome. Actually, have an idea for Back to the Future 4, 5, and 6. Not a reboot as much as a continuation. Oh yeah, I'd be up for that, man. If they want to like try to carry the story on somehow. All they're doing is like ganging together to do the old try to kill Jason. Maybe they were trying to start the car, but that sounded more like the power box than the nope. Battery. Oh, Inti. Please, no. No. That's not funny, man. That NES game. That's on the 501 card as well. I'm like, oh, I haven't played this game in years. I'm like, Jesus, fuck this game. put it too soon. Johnny says lemon popsicle is from the mid to late 70s. What the? Was there like 7 Vanessas? God damn it, I couldn't get a friggin' kill in. A good kill.
Don't stop, Jason.
No, not me.
To die. Make them suffer like take you from me, Jason. Don't let
I
them
can't believe I let that happen.
Yeah, it's bedtime.
get up, Jason. Find them. Kill them.
Really?
Alright, bitches, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Don't follow me. Turn off the video. Why are you turning off the video, you goddamn idiot?
No!
Another cheesy kill, but I needed to do it because I need those kills before they try to kill me. Because I know P-Milk and
That's my
P-Lice will be coming after me.
that's my special boy.
Does anybody have cheese? Does anybody have cheese? Hello. Yes or no?
Where's my fucking key?
You like that, asshole?
They want to hurt you, Jason. Don't let them.
That's what you get, bitch. I think it's gonna help us escape. I think you sound real fucking dumb right now. You know, I got a gun. Yeah, I'm not that scared.
Oi.
They want to hurt you, Jason. Don't let
I'm
them.
gonna sit on your face. Yeah, you like that?
What is that? Yeah.
So y'all trying to start this hard.
Ah, God. I moved the stick a bit.
Hey, don't let them.
You know, I don't think beating him up is gonna help.
Get up, Jason. Find
Got his
them.
mask.
Kill them.
Damn it! Just
Oh my God!
Hurt you, Jason. Don't
Came out.
Oh, no, he's in rage.
You guys are fucked. I'm out of here.
I think you're fine.
Mixtapes were the best, nerd. Mixtapes were definitely the best. Give me a few minutes, guys. I'll catch up on the chat. Just gotta take care of these dummies.
take you from me, Jason. Don't let them.
fuck you, Jason!
Ah, come on, bro.
I think you know how rage works.
And there goes the fear of dying. And now we're good.
Yes. Kill for mother.
Somebody's hiding in the closet. Thank you, P-Lice. And P-Juice. Or P-Milk, or whatever the hell you're called. Maybe not. Maybe they were lying. They must have left. Yep, they did. Alright, where are all these idiots? Still looking for the car keys.
They want to hurt you, Jason. Don't let them.
Yeah.
No, the Jason found.
So Jason, you want a stat, bitch? Break that window, you nasty ass fat ass bitch. Break that window.
Ugh.
Can you find the key by a little bit quicker?
Need it real quick, but it's fine.
Caught on the rock! God damn it.
Yes, these houses are big. You know, just look at this.
Goddamn caught on the rock.
Do you know what your gift is? No matter what they do to you, you
Well, maybe
cannot
he might kill
die.
Tiffany, but he won't.
You can never die.
Shit. Yeah, he's having fun. Bye, Jason.
Weird.
Oh, fat! Tiffany! Tiffany! So he found me.
I sure did.
Don't stop, Jason. They deserve to die. Make them suffer like we did.
No, can't make that throw. Coward. Ah, it must be this cabin. It is.
Jason, my boy, do you know what your gift is?
God damn it, I hate bear traps.
You cannot die. You can never die.
Are they really hiding in there? Like, is this, I thought that was a bot for a minute.
That's my Jason. That's my special, special boy.
Yo. Yo, hey, what's up?
Ah, caught on the damn fence.
I don't even know, man. Jason is doing weird things.
This Jason's really tripping me out,
No,
man.
I'm going that way, bro.
This Jason's like really freaking me out, man. I've had like a little too much, man.
Bro, I'm coming. Yeah, man, I'm running. I'm running, bro. Bro, I know you near me, cause I can see it. Just I can see that crosshair coming up, bro.
I F that one up. F that one up hard. Lag on my end tonight, lovely. Ah, sorry to hear that, Soy.
Take you from me, Jason.
I'm in rage, boys. Firecrackers don't work.
Bro, where are you? Let me know where you at, man. So nah, man. Oh, shit, we in the same house, bro. What's up?
Like that, asshole! Fuck you!
Jesus, this man is invincible.
God damn it. I should have already had this scrub. There we go, got that killing. Oh, Jesus, nice Jason shirt. Pete, thanks, man. Love this shirt. I got a nice hoodie as well, but it's getting a little warm in the year. 15 viewers, holy crap. Thanks so much, guys. 15 tonight. As always, the usuals are here. And now I think we're down to the last guy. Yeah. Pussy lice. Pea lice.
They want to hurt you, Jason.
Oh no, it's the stupid radio. God damn it. Got tricked by the damn radio. God damn it. Oh, there they are. Made it! Boom!
Fuck you, dirty ass bitch. This is all that Gregory Jeffrey.
Boom! 16 viewers. This is awesome, guys.
Kill for mother.
Awesome night. 8 kills. 8 for 8. The double guns. Sorry, guys. Wacky again tonight, just like I was on the bits and pieces.
Come home, sweetie.
Once you can kill Tommy, the pressure is completely off. These people were all scrubs, though. When I'm 64. Worst Beatles song ever. Inty says, nice run, thank you. Mr. Matthew says, don't get salty, Pete, stay focused. Exactly, man, that is my worst. That is my worst enemy. Whenever I get salty, I get tunnel vision and want to take out one person. Like, I want to kill that little, you know. Alright, guys, let's look for a different lobby. Get away from these dum-dums. And I'll catch up on the chat. Alright, so let's see what we've got here. We're talking about mixtapes. Switch sides and you never need to rewind. Exactly, just keep flipping over, nerd. I hear that. I hear that. It is time. We're going to change, because in honor of Mega, because Mega has returned to us from a brief hiatus. It's time for Kensington. Kensington Karate, otherwise known as Cobra Kai, is back. We'll wait for the room to fill. While I read the chat. OG says M just likes 1 or 2 songs per tape nerd. M says, yeah, but the last song on the tape is never as good as the first song. That's why you gotta mix it up, man. You always gotta have variety. I remember making mixtapes for people. Oh, yeah. It's the best. Mixtapes for your friends. Jenny says, describe the movie a bit more if you swipe it. I described the movie a bit more if you swipe it. Ah, okay. OG says, very impatient. M says, I did. I would just listen to the same songs over and over again, over and over. That's not what everybody did. They did. In the 90s, I remember doing that. And I did the mixtape thing as well, where you'd listen through and stuff. But I remember listening to the same song over and over again. You'd like have the CD, and you'd always go back to that one number. It's like track 5, track 5, track 5, track 5, over and over again. Mega says, my story would follow the grandson of Marty having a hard time in his day and age, and he visits the home of doctors Jules and Vern Brown, who would have been bitter for years. His bullies arrive, and what about Needle's grandson? Are you Chicken McFly? Nobody calls me Chicken. OG says, just let it play, man. I hear that, man. I have a pretty serious collection of Grateful Dead tapes as well, like live, like ones that I've traded for since high school, basically, and just let the side finish, man. It's all good. Can you hear that? Inti says, I don't miss tracking on VHS and cleaning tapes. I'll tell you that much. Oh yes, when you'd have the little tape that would clean the head, and you'd like flip it up, and you'd like use the little liquid along the thing, and then you put it in and play it for a bit, and then you'd put your tape back in, and you're like, does it look any better? Does it look any better? And it's like, no, you got to use the cleaning tape again. Put a little bit more solution on the cleaning tape, put it back in. Press play, and I always made that weird noise. Mr. Matthews says, I don't know what other songs were on the album. I only wanted to hear Bust a Move. But what about Funky Cold Medina? Funky Cold Medina was a pretty song, Tone Loc song as well. Or Just a Friend. But that wasn't Father MC, and that wasn't Tone Loc. When you say he's just a friend. Nerd says mixtapes were awesome, not the 2-3 hours to make one, but still awesome in the end. Agreed. We're back with Harley Quinn's Thought Must Be Ho-On. What? Continue on with Mega. He flees in the DeLorean back to the 80s, where things are simple and easier. While there, he convinces the Brown brothers to stop fighting, and when Marty and Doc learn his true origin, they insist that he must return to the future and face his problems rather than run from them. He does so, and life becomes better for him. End of part 4. Uchi says, all good music. Awesome. What will technology give us next? Glowing crystals. I saw him talking about that. I gotta get back over. Stupid load screen locks my mouse cursor. Locks my cursor. My mouse pointer. Hopefully glowing music crystals. I think I've seen that in that movie. Nurse says headaches. Part 5 has Marty's grandson and his best friend Billy traveling with the Browns and comes across members of the Tannen family who are ruthless a-holes. Billy wonders why and is told all Tannens are a-holes. Billy then turns on everyone and steals the DeLorean, revealing his full name to be Bill Tannen, and then they realize he's unleashed the a-hole. Part 6 is about the gang pursuing Billy, and he tries to find just one good member of the Tannen family to no avail, and sets to make history better by wiping out his families at the source. OG says, I was promised flying cars and beautiful robot women by now. Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here? Nerd says, OG, you already had flying cars. It was owned by the Duke Boys. Oops. I think I missed some of the things. I'm down to Euler G, 8 out of 8 celebration time to get some cocaine out. OG says I'll bring the Breeders DVD Nerd plus beer. And TechCom says Scrubs. That's what Eddie Murphy's character is called. Chandler Jarrell in The Golden Child called a kid when he was annoyed for losing. Oh yeah, I'm all about scrubs, man. I scrub it up sometimes. I'll fully admit that I scrub it up sometimes. Let's get out of here. Jenny says, Lost American version is a remake of Lemon Popsicle, an Israel movie from the mid to late 70s. Apparently inspired Porky's Fast Time and all 80s sex comedies. Ah, okay. Uh-oh. If I missed some of your chat, Mega, just put it back in the thing. Inti says, thought must be Ho on. That's a good one. So he says, I'm afraid if Back to the Future 4 would show Marty as a sexist, Marty's mom would be a sexist feminist, Marty's dad an incel. Hopefully not. That's why I don't want them to even touch it. That's when movies were actually, you know, fun. We know the story, Mom. You went to the fish under the sea dance and you fell in love. It was the enchantment under the sea dance. The fish under the sea dance. Mr. Matthews says, I scrub tonight. So he says Doc's a boomer. Doc is a boomer. Doc's totally a boomer. Well, he'd be this generation's boomer.
This can't be happening.
Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. Quickly. Send in a text message. Mr. Brother says, I was helping Stacy fix her bicycle. I got grease all over my hands. Ah, okay. That would explain it. You really got to scrub pretty hard to get that off.
Fuck you!
Don't be messing with Chad. Got some nerve trying to take on Chad. Like, come on, man. Come on, dude. Text says, I'm glad to be back on the stream. I felt deprived last week when I was without internet. Well, we're glad to have you back, man. Part of the group here. Part of the regulars. As we grow Crystal Lake Fridays. Into a like a Godzilla behemoth type thing or something. Nerd says, my only real problem with Back to the Future is why doesn't Marty's mom recognize that her son is the guy she tried to hump? Well, that would ruin the whole like creepy storyline and comedy, like the dark comedy. But I hear you on that. You'd think she'd know. You'd think she'd know. And then she's still at the end. Even at the end, she's like, Marty, I really like that name. After everything that's happened. So he says, my generation is what happens when you give the peanut gallery a voice. And he says, I think George McFly would be more confused, possibly pissed at Lorraine. He had a son who looks exactly like Calvin Klein. He would divorce her. Calvin. Isn't that your name, Calvin Klein? It's written all over your underwear. TechCom says, Jason drew first blood. You drew first blood, Jason. The Cobra Kai never dies. Ah. Oops. Not that way. Tech says I'm proud to be a regular. Well, thank you. Glad to have you. Glad to have you here with the rest of us. Mr. Brother says, right? Wow, I never thought of that. And Nerd says, true, true. This is a classic. This is a rerun. This is the one where Ralph dressed up for the man from space. What's a rerun? I've never seen purple underwear before. Exactly, Johnny. I've never seen purple underwear before. Or, I was swiped it from the old lady's liquor cabinet. Give me that. Puts the cigarette in. Geez, you smoke too? Marty, you're beginning to sound like my mom. Em says, I wonder how Marty and Doc Brown became friends. That would have been worth a line or two to explain. You're right, but it's better to... I think it's almost better that they didn't explain it because it's left up to the viewer. Like, we decide how they become friends because they... Well, they did show because he's, like, into tech and Marty's into guitars and maybe that's how they met. Who knows? I'm assuming maybe Marty was, like, a paper boy, I would think, or... Maybe he went door to door, say one year and a younger year, trying to save money for the clock tower. Save the clock tower! Nerd says, the doc had a van filled with candy. Lord said, do you prefer to play with Concealer or Jason? Do you mean with like with the counselor or Jason? I'm a mix. It depends on the group that I'm playing, Lord, and welcome, Lord. Thanks for coming in. It depends on the group that I'm playing with. If it's a group that I know, I'll happily be Jason and we'll have fun. But if it's a bunch of randoms, especially people that don't really know the game and just want to kill Jason, because that gets boring to me after a while, especially when I'm Jason. So, it's a mix. I like both of them. Counselors are fun. I like putting the cars together and I like escaping. That's my favorite part of being a counselor. Repair that car, drive that car out. We're just going to wait here around the exit. We've had some pretty good runs tonight. Yes, Johnny, I always remember Wayne from the Wonder Years in that rerunning scene. Exactly. The same kid. That same kid. Was the older brother in Wonder Years. What's a rerun? You know, we have two of them. Oh, he's joking. Nobody has two televisions. Mr. Matthews says, like, was Doc Brown Marty's teacher at some point? I guarantee you it was something similar to what we saw with... He was canvassing. That's what we got to see. It might have been cut out. It might have been in the original script. I've never read the original script. Or if there was a non-redacted or like something, a redacted script. You guys know what the term I'm thinking of. So it'd be interesting to think about. Like, what was he the teacher? Techcom says, you of all people should know that I would never in my life wear black silk underwear. Jean-Claude Van Damme as Alex Wagner in Double Impact. Double Impact. Mr. Matthew says, in 2020, we decided it's inappropriate. In 1980, it wasn't really, though, thought about much, I guess. Mayor Goldie Wilson. Like the sound of that. When I become mayor, I'm going to clean up this town. That's right, and you can start by sweeping the floor. That's a line that would not fly today, that's for sure. One minute left to see if it's... look, there's somebody else. Somebody's in that other cabin to the left of me waiting to see if this is where the cops spawn. Now we're just waiting for the police. Waiting for the police to spawn. What's this supposed to do? Make my dick bigger? But I haven't watched it. Well, we're quoting it as we go along here, but I can quote all of part 1 and most of part 2 and a pretty decent part of part 3. But I need to go back and watch those movies. I've always been meaning to. I did like the 2015 watch when it was like the 30th anniversary, but I need to go back. '30th anniversary of... Ah, yes! No! That was just in my headphones. Damn it. M says, I guess if Marty was the one who put the idea of being mayor in Goldie's head, that's the movie's way of saying that time is constant, so that's true. And he says, yeah, that's why was Marty hanging out with an elderly crazy scientist? I guarantee it's something to do. He was canvassing there. He was probably going door to door. That's how he met him. Johnny says, rewatched a bit of Crybaby last night. Had been a while. Oh. They're gonna try to kill me. They're trying to kill me! No. Thank you. Thank you. Tex says Double Impact was the first Van Damme movie I ever saw, and it stuck with me, especially the fantasy boat sex scene. That didn't actually happen. What the hell? What the? What the hell? What did you do? What the heck did you guys do? Mr. Matthews says if that's the case, Doc Brown would have probably sought Marty out and befriended him. Johnny says Corey Everson is gorgeous in Double Impact. I think the first Van Damme movie I saw was Bloodsport. I'm pretty sure it was Bloodsport. The Kumite. With his goofy buddy, the American. The prototypical American. The truck driving, beer swilling. And he says, what exactly? What the heck happened? I can't die, but he probably can't get to me. I'm like in outer space. I'm in space. I'm surrounded by stars. Look, I'm like going into the sun. Chad is going into the sun. What's the Heart of the Sun, the Pink Floyd song? Set the controls for the Heart of the Sun. Set the controls for the Heart of the Sun. Doom, 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 doom. Lord says this always happens to me. I've never seen this glitch, Lord. I've played this game since day one. On 2 platforms. And I've never seen this glitch. This is crazy. Set the controls for the Heart of the Sun. And Johnny says, grew up with a stack of Van Damme VHS tapes. Bloodsport and The Kickboxer were my first 2. Text says, indeed, too bad she couldn't be redeemed. Nerd says, Hard Target proves GFVCD should never get a perm. Yeah, Hard Target, yes. That was a good one. Time Cop, another later one. Universal Soldier. Johnny says, LOL, that would make for an interesting scene. So we're stuck. The game is going to end this way. So Jason's going to have to quit because he can't reach us. Inti says, by the way, I think there's a new glitch. If Jason throws a knife at an escaping car, it flips over. It happened a couple of times to me. Seems to be active since they fixed the environmental kills. Ah, okay, maybe that's what happened. This might have caused it. And we're just floating. Like, we're literally floating through space. Look, we're moving. The stars are moving. And there's like this weird ellipse on the screen. It's like Photoshop and After Effects gone haywire. We're literally going down. M says, and of course Street Fighter. I like that movie. I still do. It's bad. Don't get me wrong, but I have a soft spot for it. Raul Julia is awesome in it. Guile. Yep. Guile was the American. I think he was supposed to be like a Vietnam vet. Similar to Rambo. Oh, we're out of stars. We've left our dimension, guys. We're on to another dimension. Johnny said, had Bloodsport, Kickbox, Cyborg, Double Impact, Universal Soldier, Nowhere to Run. Nowhere to Run, that's another one. What's the one in the hockey rink? Sudden Death? Is that the one in the hockey rink? I'm pretty sure it is, like Overtime Sudden Death. OG says, great video today, nerd. Was that 50s UK newscaster? Yeah, man, that was a great one. Oh. We've left the screen. We've left the screen. Says, get out, you'll be kicked out. I can't. I can't move, Lord. I think I'm just gonna... It wasn't saying that I was, what do you call it? Idle. M says this glitch is amazing. I haven't seen one this for a while. I haven't seen one this bad as a while. Jenny says, damn, gotta check out those deleted scenes. Inti says, Street Fighter the movie, all-American hero Guile can barely speak the language properly. Yep. He's supposed to be American. Like I said, I think he was supposed to be a Vietnam vet. That's what he is in the Street Fighter game. Tech Hub Time Cop, another Van Damme movie with a dude. Jenny says, hard target where Van Damme punches a rattlesnake in the face. Mr. Matthews says, yes, Inti. That seems suspicious. Johnny says, yes, Sudden Death is the hockey movie. Alright, guys, let's just leave this one. This is funny, but I don't want to wait 20 minutes. We'll get on to another game. Whoops! I always do that, guys. Close the damn game. Now you get to see my Steam desktop. And my game collection. Inti says Raul Julia makes that movie. The Bison Dollar scene with Sagat is possibly the most amazing thing ever put on film. It is really good. Really good. OG says that's what I was going for. Johnny says everyone should watch Time Cop just for Mira Sarah. Mr. Matthew says, Inti, you always make me want to watch that movie again. Same here. Every time he talks about it, I'm sold. Let's do it. I'll buy that for $1. Let's do it. We could watch that. We could watch Party Street Fighter. Text says, glitches like this also ruin my Battlefront matches. I hate it. Oh yeah, I hear you on that, man. It was really good, nerd, says OG. And he says, I'm gonna kick that son bitch Bison so hard. Yes! But with like with a Dutch accent on that. Nerd says the Kickboxer remake with Batista sucked. Oh god, yes it did. It sure did. Text says, too bad the actress who played Danielle Wild, Double Impact, has a short resume. She hasn't done much since the 90s and lacks a wiki page. Mr. Matthews, what's nationality was Raul Julia? Was he Cuban? Johnny says, glad I got a Blu-ray copy of No Retreat, No Surrender with Van Damme. So 80s and Inti. He was Puerto Rican. Thank you, Inti. Alright, let's try a couple more matches and then maybe we'll do some offline play. Because we already had an 8 for 8 run, so I don't really want to get killed as Jason. I'd prefer not to be killed as Jason. If I could get away with not being killed, that would be great. Of course, now that I know I've said that, we're going to get killed. Bacon sandwich ass mother Mega Main. No, it's Beto. Beto O'Rourke? What is this a reference to? Mega Main. Got Dayman 090 and Baby Bat _ 666. Text says, Street Fighter, the movie, may not be completely faithful to the story from the games, but it was still entertaining. Hell yeah, it was, man. First one was good. The Legend of Chun-Li, if you guys like that, you're on your own. I've got that on DVD. I think I've watched it maybe twice, and that might be worth it. Watch again, but then again, maybe not. M says, and once he sneezed one of his eyeballs out in a restaurant, allegedly. Raul Julia? Vampirate, there you go. A vampire and a pirate together from 1782, no less. Vampirate. The best line of Street Fighter the movie will always be, quick, change the channel. Ninty says, whatever faults Street Fighter the movie may have is completely redeemed by the Bison Dollar scene, and for me, it was Tuesday with Chun-Li. Both scenes were Both scenes were Raul Julia as Bison. Yep. And he did a great job in that film, Raul Julia. It was one of his last. But that was like the height of the Van Damme. I don't know why they would cast him in that. I remember he was supposed to be cast as Johnny Cage as well, but something happened. Something happened that he had to back out of that one, or he lost the role. Probably because he was so whacked out of his head on coke at that time. Probably just had it delivered by like the friggin' crate. But could you imagine if that had happened, and we would have had Van Damme as Guile in Street Fighter and as Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat. OG says Peter Falk Columbo once took his glass eye out and handed it to an umpire after a bad call and told him to use it for better vision. Nice. I used to love Columbo, man. I used to watch it all the time back in the day on A&E with my grandmother. Dude is such a good actor. He's like such a pest. That character, and the actor plays it so well. He's just such a pest. That's how he solved crime. He's probably the most inept cop ever, but he just He just kept pestering you until you would make a mistake, and then he'd be right there waiting for you. TechCom says, since we're talking Street Fighter, anyone see the 90s anime Street Fighter 2 Victory or simply Street Fighter 2 V? Sorry, trying to fight off a sneeze. Yep. I do remember that. I've seen it once. Inti says, Johnny Cage was supposed to be a Van Damme video game, which was reused for Mortal Kombat. That's it. That was it. Thank you. Thank you, Inti. Text says Van Damme was set to become Johnny Cage because the character, even in the game, was based on Van Damme. OG says just one more thing. Oh yeah, that's it. Just one more thing. Just one more thing. Could you explain to me what happened that night? And flipping the notebook with the pencil, scratching the pencil on the head. Oh, that's right. That's right. The wagging the finger. Turns to leave. Does that help you, Detective Columbo? It sure does. Or Lieutenant Columbo. It sure does. That wraps the case up. Rubs the hands together. We're good. Thank you so much. Turns around. Oh, but one more thing. Just one more thing. And then he solves the crime. And it's just like... But a lot of good stars on that too. A lot of good guest stars. I remember Leonard Nimoy was in an episode. And he says, is that the one where Vega goes to Chun-Li's apartment
fuck is
and tries to
happening?
Me Too her? And Mr. Matthews says, have you seen the Sonic movie yet? Johnny says that's why Johnny Cage has the crotch punch from Bloodsport. Yes, you're right. You are right. That crotch punch. He would have been so disqualified.
This can't be happening.
So it's like, boom. And he says that he's wearing the same shorts as Frank Dukes. Tech says, no, that Street Fighter 2 and the animated movie Street Fighter Victory was a limited series, but that did have some voice actors. The same voice actors. But it was like a drama, like Luke's journey to being a Jedi. Mr. Matthews says, you probably need to. Jim Carrey as Robotnik is right up there with Raul Julia, and in my opinion, Dennis Hopper in Mario Brothers as Koopa. Oh my god, that's our first pocket knife of the night. We played an entire night without a pocket knife, and that one shows up. And we got the phone part. Jeez. Gray skies are gonna clear up. Put on a sunny face. Tex says, I enjoyed it. I encourage you to check it out and see what you think of it. Jenny says, anyone wants some Prime so bad it's good, has to check out No Retreat, No Surrender with Van Damme. It's on YouTube. I do remember that movie, but I haven't seen it in ages. Probably since the 90s.
Please,
Yup.
no!
See you later, bud. Uh-oh. That's not good. Goddamn locked doors. I'm getting chased by a cucumber. Ah. Don't mess with Chad, or you'll get the horns. Don't mess with the bull, son. You'll get the horns. I'm running for my...
Oh my god! No, Chopper, is that Chad? It's Chatty boy. Don't worry, Chad, I'll save you. Ah, fuck.
You can't shoot him through the window. Can't shoot him through the window, dum-dum.
Bad, Jason. I'll fight your fat ass.
Text says more proof that Johnny Cage is based on Van Damme. Johnny in Mortal Kombat
Bye.
Legacy was a washed-up actor like Van Damme over time. Yeah, Cucumber, go after someone else, damn it. Why is the dude so hell-bent on killing me? JCVD, the movie is also a great movie. I haven't seen that. I have not. I thought it was a TV series. I remember watching the promos for it.
Oh, it is what it is. Alright, I'll trade the weapon. Grab the weapon.
Ah, get out of the way!
Okay, so, oh shit, he's right there.
You friggin' idiot! How do you not know where Jason is?
You got the gas?
And he said never understood why they didn't disqualify Van Damme and no retreat, no surrender when he tangled his opponents in the ropes thing.
We need a
Mr. Matthews says Dennis Hopper is one of those actors that could never be bad in a movie. He really is good. Alex Cook. Welcome, Alex Cook. He says, are you good on the game? That depends on the evening, to be perfectly honest. Some nights I'm not that bad. Sometimes I'm pretty sometimes I'm pretty good. Ask these guys in the chat, what do you guys think? As long as I don't get too salty, I'm pretty good. As long as I stay frosty. Gotta stay frosty. God damn it. F that up. Chad's not the person to be repairing the phone box with. Tech says after his return in The Expendables 2, he starts talk up again a potential double impact 2. If that happened, do you think Alona Shaw Danielle would return? Techcom says strike first, strike hard, no mercy, Cobra Kai never dies. I think he's still there. I think he's just in stealth. The dude is just in stealth. Jody says, because there's no logic in the movie. I mean, the kid receives a martial arts lesson from the ghost of Bruce Lee. The TV series is CV. John Claude's Van Johnson. The pilot is hilarious. That's what I remember. God damn it. Well, F that up, boys. OG says good. Johnny says double impact, I think. It's too late. But I'll gladly take a Bloodsport remake with Van Damme. M says, damn it, Pete. I was just about to say, it depends on how salty you are. You got it. When you guys keep, like, when we were having fun, and I'm not even paying attention to the game, I play way better than when I'm actually trying. When I actually try it, I get salty. And when I play Chad, it's like, there's no pressure. It's just a troll. So I just do it. That's why I just like dumbing them with the baseball bat. Man, these people are bad. They're like all grouped together. Where the hell are the other parts? Where's the boat part? And he says, Bruce Lee's ghost makes more sense than the disregard for the rules. And Tech will be back. I'll be back. I'm just trying to find the other parts to try to fix the boat and get out of here. Told you there'd be a gas down here, even though I didn't say it. But I knew in my mind that these people playing probably didn't come this far to check. Johnny says, anyone see Color Out of Space with Nick Cage, the H.P. Lovecraft movie? People are loving it. I have not had a chance, Johnny. It looks damn good, though. Have you seen it? That's on my list. I want to see that, though. Oh my god! The propeller's in the boat! We could do this, people. We could do this. It could be a speedy jet. A speedy jet. So I'm going to have to go straight and then to the left. Straight and then to the right. Okay. And it's a slow water, Jason. Well, part 3 is like average. Ah, damn it. Damn it. Not happening. F that up too, jeez. And he says, Johnny, I'll check it out. I love Lovecraftian stuff. In the Method Madness, that's still on my golden standard for Lovecraftian movies. That just, I think that's on Amazon now. Just got added to Amazon. I haven't seen that in a while. I need to watch it again. Cucumber. Where are you, Cucumber? Watch him be hiding here. It's like, you dick. Or in the water. Watch him be in the water. God damn it. Ah! So close. So close. God damn it. Jenny says, I haven't seen it, but heard podcasts talking about it. It sounds crazy. I did it. Goddamn Chad.
Oh, fuck!
Don, you're a hero.
Who is that? Oh my god. I can't look.
Ah, god damn it. This person taking my boat.
It worked. It actually worked.
Turn to the right. Turn to the right. You're going the wrong way. Oh. Jenny says, if I could fight off Van Damme before he tries to take me back in time, though. Speedy Jet. Damn it. That should have been our victory. That should have been ours. Who else is left? We got Mega Main. Oh, that's the only person still alive.
Hey, big man.
Tuck says,
How you doing?
Chad's a dead dick. Really, he is. We tried though. I tried the never die. But I double clutched. I hit both buttons at once. Because I have the finger just like right there and ready for the... But my brain kept sending the do both. And it's just like, no! Dead. Oh. Oh, that's just him with the chat. With the chat. Tech says you helped Ginny Myers escape. She truly is the final girl. Well, whoever took my vote, I get at least out of all of them, I guess she's a better choice than Shelly.
Dodge move. Dodge move.
All right. '80s Diane Lane, or for sure Phoebe Cates. Johnny says. All right, let's switch to some offline bots because I don't want to play another round as Jason and Soddle and not Sodden. Sullen the 8 for 8 tonight. And more XP. Because it's double XP. Alright, let's do some bots. Packanack small. We'll change it up. Go to Sackhead, or we'll go to Roy. Roy first. Roy, and then Sackhead. Oh, Rob. You're always such a victim. We're traveling back in time now. Make sure you have a license plate that says "Out of Time," playing Huey Lewis in the
Kill
news.
them all, Jason.
Gotta get back in time. And the power of love. Man, sometimes I'm smoother on that stick and some days I'm really rough on it. Right now I'm pretty rough on that stick. That might not be enough. We'll give it a shot. Sometimes I wish there was like some rockin' music while you were Jason, and not just during the chase scenes. Should be a nice option to add in. Like some 80s hair metal. I see somebody trying to put gas in the car. Oh, it's Victoria. She might actually do it. Johnny says, by the power of Van Damme, mostly I'd have to believe.
Yes. Kill for mother.
Somebody just jumped out the window. Oh!
Jason, my boy, do you know what your gift is? No matter what they do to you, you cannot die. You can never die.
Sorry, Jenny. You're not surviving. Chuck says I was always kind of partial to Roy Rogers, actually. Really like the sequin shirts.
That's my Jason.
Marshall Dillon.
Special for
John Wayne. Oh, Hans. Alan Rickman, that was a huge loss. The movie, that's for sure. Chad's running into the picnic table. He's doing the Running Man over there. Looking up in space. Jenny says Karate Kid was high school wrestling instead. With high school wrestling instead. Definitely would have added from the unrated Vision's Quest. Oh, Vision Quest, yes. Let's give Chad a swirly. Oh yeah, Chad.
Yes. Kill for mother.
And they continue to run at me. Oh, and she's hurt. Fox is injured. Really?
Jason, my boy, do you know what your gift is?
Hits me upside the head with a frying pan.
You cannot die. You can never die.
Really?
Oh god! Oh god! No!
That's my
Tech says, ever see The Quest with Van Damme and Roger Moore? I don't think I'm familiar with that. Johnny says, so hard to believe Die Hard was Alan Rickman's first movie. I have not a go-to for me. I take Lionheart. I know Lionheart, but I do not know The Quest. Fill me in, guys.
They want to hurt you, Jason. Don't let them.
Where did she go? She didn't get that far. Did she pop in here? No. Tommy is here. Must have got health spray somewhere. That's her running. Oh no, that's Vanessa.
Get up, Jason. Find
I know, Inti. Now that pocket knives are coming out, three bots that didn't have pocket knives. I was like, this is awesome. But now we're into pocket knife territory. Some of them are gonna have 2 because of that.
Please no.
Running into. Nailed it! Vanessa had 2. Called it.
Do you know what your gift is? No matter
Inti says, well, here we go. AJ broke the curse.
you cannot die. You can never die.
And like I said, I find that sometimes when counselors don't have any, other counselors have 2. That's how the game's balanced. Oh, get to the table, get to the table. There we go. Read a book once in a while, Vanessa. Stop running around everywhere.
Yes. Kill for mother.
Oh, there is AJ. Her stealth shouldn't be that high. Any environmentals around? Oh, the pump. Oh no. We'll do this one. Johnny says the quest is basically Bloodsport, but set in the 30s. Gotcha.
That's my special.
Tech says I like it because it was like Mortal Kombat with a journey to the tournament. And Johnny says it also has James Raymar. Alright, who's left? Tiffany and Tommy. So Tiffany is obviously hiding. So at this point I usually go from cabin to cabin to try to find where she's hiding. Oh yes, yeah. Johnny. Ajax from the Warriors. Ah, the Warriors. That was a great movie. Bunch of wimps. The boring part of the bot match is looking for the ones that hide. For some reason, the last 2 always hide. Tommy probably isn't hiding, but it's a good bet Tiffany is. And these cabins that have like 8 beds. Just gets a little monotonous. Texas, I do see similarities. Well, I like the exoticness of the quest. I do like Bloodsport. You know, the Kupite was held in Kowloon Walled City. Johnny says, yeah, great locations and an early roll for Forrest Whitaker. Well, 2 cabins down, only like 15 to go. As soon as we get Rage, we'll be able to see where she is. And Tommy, for that matter. Increased radar. But until then... Oh god, not another cabin with like, I can't. I tap. Let's go to another section. Let's go down here and check these cabins. Look for ones that have the closet. That's where she's more likely to hide. Like I said, There's Vanessa. I mean, there's Tiffany.
They deserve to
Now, where's
die.
Tommy?
Make them suffer like we did.
There he is.
Take you from me, Jason. Don't let them.
Oh, jump back to me. Thanks, Tommy. Go back out the window.
That's my Jason. That's my special, special boy.
And Roy just walks away. So we'll do one at Sackhead, guys, and then we're going to wrap it up. Says you're a natural, Pete. A natural against the bots, that's about it. We'll go to Higgins. Sackhead. I just don't have any good kills for Sackhead. I haven't bought the curb stomp. I need those are the bonus ones. So yeah, let's do the pickaxe. We'll spend that. I don't have many of his like specialized kills. Free kick, I'm not there yet. Body slam. Yeah, why not? I have like 40,000 points now. Yeah, alright, let's do it. One last bot run. Tech says, in Street Fighter 2 Victory, Ken and Ryu go to Hong Kong to test themselves against Street Fighter, and upon meeting their tour guide, Chun-Li, they test themselves in Kowloon Palace. Jenny says, ah yes, we all remember her animated shower scene. Time for victory, fellas.
They're out there, Jason. Find them and get your revenge.
Whoops. Really?
Take you from me, Jason. Don't let them.
Morphed into a friggin' flare gun.
Jason, my boy. Do you know what your gift is? No matter what they do to you, you cannot die. You can never die.
Really?
Don't stop, Jason.
There you go.
They
Street Fighter
deserve
2
to die.
victory.
Make them suffer like we did.
Sounds like a good idea. Is he going again? Oh god, get out of here. I think he died from going through the windows. Yeah. Nope. One of the cars. Let's go see if they're at Stillwater. It is. It's Victoria.
Jason, my boy, do you know what your gift is? No matter what they do to you, you cannot die. You can never die.
Get back here, Victoria. Such a slow shift. There we go. With the pickaxe.
That's my Jason. That's my special, special boy.
Alright, let's see where these people are. Probably over here. Yep. Get the pocket knife. And power. Oh, Fox. No, it's Mitch. A little body slam for Mitch.
That's my boy.
Mitch is a
Hunt
little
them down and make them pay.
itch. Mitch gives me an itch. Let's say it like that way. It's okay, man. Like the actual characters in part 3. Nope. Alright, let's go to here. See if there's anybody over here. Back and get that throwing knife. Nope. Somebody's at back of the damn car. Couldn't have been that car. Weird. I heard a car being repaired. It wasn't the one I was at, and it wasn't this one. They must have tried to start and ran away. Let's go over here. See if anybody's in these cabins. Yep. Almost got her. Before she shot me with the damn flare gun. I need to brush it off
You can never
to chase her
die.
down. Oh. Takes forever. TechCom says more like a tombstone pile driver on the head. Pretty much, man. Pretty much. Is she hiding again? Ginny doesn't have any stealth. Yep.
They deserve to die, Jason. Make them suffer.
Might as well check these other beds for now. Or break them so no one can hide under them. Alright, up here? Nobody up here. Yeah, those knives are back there. I'm gonna go in here and check the dresser first. Might as well while we're up here. Collect a couple more pocket knives. Who do we got left? We got Deborah and AJ. What are the chances they are not hiding? And they never called Tommy. Or haven't yet called Tommy. I swear, ever since they made this part of the game where you can do the bots and get XP, that's where all these kids are like leveling up to get the special Jasons, like the extra kill packs, that sort of thing, unlocking the other Jasons. It's gotta be. And getting all the CP points to roll to get the buffs to make their Vanessas and Bugsy is so hard to deal with that all they do is go and hunt Jasons. And he said they always hide those bots. Yeah, man. Always. Especially the last two, I find, for some reason. And like I was saying earlier, you have to wait until you get Rage to be able to see what cabin they're in. But they rarely hide under the bed this early. Unless they're being chased, I mean. Unless they're being chased. Oh, no. Somebody's trying to repair something. Yeah, that's the other one. Well, I guess I should have checked the cabin down there for the closet, but hey. No, there's nobody even over here. Yeah, might as well check it out. Pick up my lucky 13 throwing darter knife. Nah, nobody's over here. The battery's in the thing. They were in the other cabin. My bad. Battery's on the floor. Nope. I was wrong again. There's AJ. Fortunately, I'm wrong. Now we finally have someone to chase. Is she opening the door? Open the door for me. Thank you, AJ.
Don't let them.
Oh, Deborah's in here too? Not active.
Get up, Jason. Find them. Kill them.
Now they're both in there.
They want to take you from me, Jason. Don't let them.
Haven't done this one yet. Joni says, anyone seen The Nice Guys with Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe? It's pretty hilarious. It is. I remember. I went to see that movie in the theater.
Make them suffer
That
like
is a good movie. Please don't tell me she's under one of these damn beds. We have to check all these beds? Nope. AJ is swimming. She ran for it. Oh, end of the night! The underwater kill.
Don't stop, Jason.
But yeah, Johnny, that's a pretty good movie, man.
Die.
Always worth a
Make
check out
them
for anybody
suffer
who
like we
didn't. Who didn't I kill? 6 and 7. What? Oh, because the guy suicided through the window. That is it. All right, guys. That is it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. OG, Mr. Matthews, and Inti were here off the top, but everyone else who joined us tonight. Mega Jetty returned. Johnny was back tonight. Good to see you again, Johnny. Snowdub popped in as well. Most of the usuals made it here tonight. Thank you so much, as always, for the support. I'll be back next Friday with Crystal Lake, as always, and in between, like usual, another bits and pieces. A couple other things I'm working on. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and stay safe, stay indoors if you need to. Just chill. Watch some physical media like we were talking about. Lots of movies that we could be watching. I have a hankering to watch Street Fighter, the movie now. So thank you guys. And Mortal Kombat. Have a good night. And I'll talk to you soon. Get that up and running. Good night, guys. I think I still have the microphone on. Can I guess?